guys, welcome to Marian Inspired. It's been a while, just the usual hustle and bustle of life. So today we're going to just share a few tips on how you can decorate your home without being at loggerheads with your landlord or your landlady. I know majority of us are in rental homes, in apartments, where you're limited on what you can do to your space, and you also don't want to lose your deposit. So what can you do to make spruce up your space and decorate it in such a way that even as you're moving out, you are at peace with the owners of the homes? Number one, I would say is accessorize, accessorize, accessorize. Go crazy on the accessories. What do I mean by this? For example, you can have colored or patterned upholstery. That's the color of your seats, your sofa sets. You can choose a bright color. If you have a plain neutral color for a wall, let's say you have a white wall or a cream wall, you can decide to explore with your sofa sets. You don't have to go with the usual cliche sofa sets. You can play around. You can have an accent chair whereby one chair is just off and patterned from the rest of the seats. You can also have rugs with different textures and patterns. You can have pillowcases for your cushion covers on the sofas that are well printed or flowered. You can have these throw blankets that are also different colors, just to spice it up and bring up a bit of color. Secondly, I'll touch on the rugs, which I just mentioned. This can include layered rugs, where you put a small rug on top of your wall-to-wall carpets, or you can go with your wall-to-wall carpet of a different color, texture, pattern, just to cover up. For example, you have a drab floor, maybe it's cement and it looks bad, so you want to cover it up. You can play around with your carpets. You can find carpets in different places in Eastleigh, where if you're going for a bit of a lower cost, if you want to go on the higher cost, there's Furniture Palace, Victoria Courts, whatever you can afford, Emmerdale, supermarkets. You're spoiled for choice. For rugs, you can also have, like for example, on your staircase, you can have a wall-to-wall carpets which hides maybe the tiles. I know some landlords just like playing around with tiles. I've never understood that. I suffer from the same in some parts of my home, but you can decide to cover that up instead of changing all the tiles, which can be very expensive. There's also nowadays what we call mkeka wa mbao, so it's like sort of a PVC carpet but a bit thicker, which you can cover your floor. You can also use the normal vinyl carpets, or what we call PVC in Kenya, but ensure you go for a more durable, heavy duty carpet so that it doesn't wear and tear. And also I would advise, go for a plain pattern. Don't go for too busy patterns that can end up bringing confusion to the eye. So that's with carpets. Carpets are also, apart from the aesthetic value, they're also functional. That's for warmth in the house. Also, if you have kids, they can play around on your carpets. I'd also talk about plants. I know many of us are not that into plants. It's nowadays that you can see people are trying to work on their gardening skills. You can go for artificial plants that actually look like live plants, and go for the big indoor plants so that you just make your space pop up, especially for the entryways and the hallways. These are very good. Then also I would say go big on your wall hangings. These are paintings. You can go for art that is just unique and abstract that you can display on your wall. Photos, where you can have even a photo how do I say, you display different photos of your family and tell a story about your family. I know many of us also have challenges on hangings, because at times you have to drill holes into the wall, and at times we put these hook-ons on the wall, and at times they come off. There are some that you can actually use a hammer and you put them into the wall. They have a bit of a small nail, but also if it's a very heavy hanging, you'll need to drill a hole. I will tell you the secret about the holes as we're winding up this video for today. But don't tell your landlords, don't report me to your landlords and your landladies. So go big on wall hangings and look for different unique colors and arts that tell stories and just pop out and catch the eye, so that when someone enters your home, they're wowed instead of feeling that it's a bit empty and drab. Then I will also say that you can experiment with your lighting. You can have lighting that is displayed on your side tables or your console tables, or you can have light that is actually standing on the floor. We normally have very huge lamps that stand from the ground and are hanging over your head as you sit down. But you can also work around with lampshades. You can use yarn balls for lampshades or unique lampshades. And for some, you can actually unscrew and fix a chandelier that you can actually take out when you're moving. But you need to get an electrician, please. Unless you're well skilled, do not play around with electricity. It is dangerous. And lighting also adds ambience. You can have different variations in terms of the intensity, the colors of the light that you choose to just create the mood in the different rooms, whether it's in the bedroom, it's in the kitchen, or in the living room, depending on your utility of the room. You can play around with the lighting. Then I will also say, as you work on wall hangings, you can use large mirrors, very large mirrors, which actually reflect the room. So you're actually able to have you make the room look bigger than it is because you're giving it perspective. So go big with the mirrors, depending on the positioning. You can also have them on the entryway, on your hallway, yeah. And you can also go big with your wall clock. Like you can just get a very fancy wall clock that acts as an accessory and just accentuates the room. Yes. So what else? On furniture, you can choose to rearrange your furniture in such a way that plays around with the aesthetics in the room, so that it's not just the cliche that a sofa set should be within here. It's your space experiment, so that the goodness with furniture is that you know when you're moving out with it, so you've not tampered much with your landlord's home. Then on fixtures, for example, many of us move into homes that need repairs. So you'll find maybe the toilet seat is broken, maybe you need a tissue dispenser. Those are things you can easily fix and replace. Maybe negotiate with your landlord if you can repair and see if you can get back a refund. If not, it's your space and you're living in it and you'll be hosting and entertaining, and you want your space to reflect your personality. So I'd say you can also replace your toilet seat. For example, when I moved into my house, I had to replace my toilet seat because it was broken. So whether I keep pestering the landlord about it, I'm the one who's using it and is suffering. There are quite a number of fixtures found in town, along Luthuli, along Shekarume. There are a number of hardwares that sell them at an affordable price. So you can buy things like the tissue dispenser, soap dispensers, kitchen towel holders, toilet seats, chandeliers, lampshades, doorknobs, drawer handles at a very affordable price. Um, then you can also, um, finally, I'm a bit sensitive on touching on this. You can have an accent wall whereby you decide whether to work with wallpaper or you decide to paint your wall a different color. I would say tread carefully on this, because once you tamper with the wall, be assured you'll have to settle it off with your landlady or your landlord. So either negotiate with them, let them know that you want to improve the house, ask them if it's a color they're okay with, so that even when you're moving, it's fine for the next tenant that comes in, or decide to forgo the cost. So you say, for the time that I'm living here, I will enjoy my space. I will look for a color that reflects me, reflects a good ambience and aesthetics for my home, and look for a professional to paint. But if you're conversant with how to paint your wall spaces, go ahead and paint or install a wallpaper. There are also some wallpapers that can easily be removed and you touch up the wall when you're moving out. As I mentioned when I was talking about wall hangings, you can drill your walls when you're hanging your wall hangings. When you're moving, you can use polyfiller to just try cover up the holes and maybe paint a light touch of the same shade so that the walls look as good as you found them. There are so many things you can play around, from the different rooms, from the living room to the kitchen to your bedrooms to your washrooms, that can make your home appealing and also describe your personality. So be bold, go for it, don't be afraid, and you don't have to spend a fortune or dismantle the whole house. Just work around with what you have and see what can work for you. Thank you for tuning in to Marian Inspired. In case you have any questions, you can leave your comments below or send us an inbox, and we'll be glad to just chip in and discuss on what we can share on home improvement and home decor. Otherwise, see you next time. Bye.